Welcome to Medical Mondays. I'm Matthew Bulow, aviation attorney over at Ramos Law. Each week, we're going to be breaking down FAA medical guidelines so pilots know exactly what to expect and how to protect their medical certificate. This Medical Monday, we're talking ADHD, formerly called ADD, so you might see that in your records. And more importantly, the medications used to treat it. Do you need to report a diagnosis? Could it affect your medical certification? Today, we'll take a closer look at the FAA regulations and what they mean for you. For starters, the FAA considers a current ADHD diagnosis or the use of any medication used to treat ADHD to be unacceptable for medical certification. This includes common medications such as Vyvanse, Adderall, and Ritalin. You simply cannot get a medical certificate while using these medications, or if you're experiencing symptoms of ADHD, not through special issuance or otherwise. However, if you were previously diagnosed with ADHD or ADD, but in the last 4 years, you have not experienced symptoms of ADHD, you have not received treatment or taken medication for ADHD, you've not had any instability of academic, occupational, or social functioning, then you may qualify for the FAA's ADHD Fast Track. This certification pathway allows you to avoid the costly and time-consuming HIMSS Neuropsychological evaluation and COG screen required of the standard track. Instead, you're required to only get a report from a licensed neuropsychologist or psychologist to FAA specifications with the Fast Track. If you do qualify for the Fast Track, you'll still need to gather all the documents in the FAA ADHD document checklist and undergo an evaluation in accordance with the FAA specifications with a doctoral level psychologist or neuropsychologist. They must have PhD or PsyD after their name. After you've gathered all the necessary documentation and completed that Fast Track psychological evaluation, then you'll submit a new application through your AME, and they might issue your medical right there in the office, so long as you're otherwise qualified. If you have taken medication or experienced symptoms within the last 4 years, the process is slightly different. First, you'll need to be off of the ADHD medication for at least 90 days before starting this process. Second, it's important to understand that no matter what you bring to your physical exam, your AME will be required to defer your application to the FAA for further review. And finally, for the ADHD standard track, you'll need to provide the same documentation on the ADHD document checklist discussed above, but you'll then need to see a HIMSS neuropsychologist for an ADHD evaluation. You'll go through an intensive evaluation that includes cognitive testing and a clinical interview. The neuropsychologist will provide a report along with your complete packet of records to the FAA for review, and then a decision will be made on your eligibility. There's no special issuance pathway for ADHD. It's a black and white, go, no-go decision. Medical certification standards for airmen with a history of ADHD can often come as a shock for new applicants. At Ramos Law, we understand how intimidating this process can be, but we also know how to navigate it as efficiently as possible. If a historical diagnosis of ADHD is affecting your certification, reach out to an aviation attorney today for help avoiding more turbulence in your medical certification journey. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you next Monday for another edition of Medical Mondays.